Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hey, what's up? My name is Tanya, and this is my hubby Kurt.
Hey guys.
And we have had quite a few shots of Aquavit. It is a Danish liqueur that is 40% in alcohol content. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Well, it is 40%.
Well,
is that how you describe it? Proof? Alcohol proof?
Well, there's proof and then there's...
I don't know, it's 40%.
Percentage.
It says 40% on the label.
Yeah, that's 80 proof.
Okay, there you go.
I think I have that right. I'm a beer guy.
So we thought that it would be fun to film this 2-month belated video because life happened after having a few shots.
What she's not telling you is that originally yesterday, not thinking about videos, we decided to just have a few drinks. She was the one that designed the menu, if you will. And
he pooned out.
Well, then we got to a point where we were saying, hey, let's record that video because this would be really funny. But then I took a nose dive.
He pooned out.
Oh man, I was in rough shape. So yeah, I ended up totally ruining.
He's the P word that I don't use, but that you guys know
what
I'm talking about. Mm-hmm.
Out
He's the P word.
By 7 p.m.
Yes.
Out like a light.
And I was there all by myself till like midnight, just watching TV.
It's not like we started at noon.
No. He's the P word. In every sense of the way. Hi, Romeo.
So bad.
He's more of the P word than this guy right here.
Oh, come on, that's not fair.
Hi, Romeo. So we had a couple more shots, but a whole lot less.
A lot less.
A lot less. And we're going to film this video. And the camera that we're using is the vlogging camera, and so the lighting setup is different, the camera is different, and obviously the backdrop is our casual backdrop when we film, tipsy videos. And Kurt is going to pull up on his phone some of the questions that you guys have asked. This may get filmed in 2 parts depending on how we can go through them. So let's get to it.
Yeah, and I was in no position to be running wires and everything on the other camera right now.
And I don't want to give this shout out to anybody in particular because I feel like this shout out goes to everybody who has asked a question. So everybody who's asked a question on YouTube and on Instagram, this video is for you guys.
And I have never even seen these questions. So
I haven't either. I've stayed away from them. A couple popped up and I was like, ah! And then I just left them alone, so I'm really scared, and now it's been a couple of months, so I'm really terrified as to how I'm going to answer these, and now I'm super tipsy, so I really don't know how I'm going to answer them.
How quickly were you supposed to answer these?
I told them in a week or 2.
This is the crap I deal with. Oh, you have no idea.
Can you just start with the first question?
Do you want me to skip over comments and just go right to questions?
Questions.
And say names?
Sure.
First and last?
Whatever you want to do. However the screen name is presented.
Okay.
Okay.
Screen name Evangeline Johnson.
Okay.
How do you get your hair that color? Yeah, 2 months ago, babe.
Oh, well, now you know. It's from 12 Benefits because I use I wish I had products. See if I had read ahead of time. If you watch my 12 Benefits video, they have this it's a little tube, and it is their blonde blowout cream that you put in after you've shampooed your hair, and it keeps your hair that blonde. If you want an exact formula, let me know and I'll ask my hairdresser for the formula, but your blonde does fade to like a brassiness or a yellow depending on what your natural hair color is, and it is 12 Benefits that keeps my hair platinum blonde all the time. You're delaying this.
That's her inebriated. That's insane. So her advantage is taking forever to answer you guys and lying.
It's him.
Has resulted in her since coming out with a video about her hair. Nicole Tritt.
Nikki Tritt!
She says, I love finding out more about you. That's because she doesn't know yet.
That's mean.
Oh, she didn't ask a question. You fooled me.
Oh, I love you too, Nikki. You're
All right.
mean.
DDS Hernandez. what is your favorite makeup brand? And she says, love you, Tanya.
Natasha Denona. I know, but it's Natasha Denona through and through. I'm sorry. If you asked for like high end, and if you asked for different ends, I could give you different ends, but just like flat out favorite brand, Natasha Denona is always consistent. So.
The most expensive?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Christy Weaver. As I've been following your channel and watched and learned. Okay, that was. Oh, got it. There is a question. Sorry.
These headshots too.
As I have been a fan on your channel and watched and learned from you, she's grown to love your heart as a true friend.
Aw, thanks,
I wonder
Christy.
what are your plans for your channel?
Oh boy. I really hope that my channel continues to grow. You guys have been making it happen like crazy lately. Like, whoa. My plans for my channel initially were just to have a lot of fun with it and, you know, play with makeup and film and have fun, and that's exactly how it's been and how it started and how I hope it will always continue to be. But now that I'm seeing what an amazing tight-knit group that we are and the community that we're building and how it seems that it's an empowering channel, I hope that it remains that way and that we continue to empower one another, that we have strength in numbers, and that we just, you know, have fun with makeup, that we can be creative with makeup, and that we can eventually have like a movement with it that just shows that we can all come together as one. I really hope that one day we're just one big, powerful unit that can make a small change. So, I hope so.
I'm not even going to pretend like I followed that. Okay, next one.
Mean.
No, I think that's got a lot more to do with me than what you said. I'm just, yeah. Okay, Sweet Princess Andrea. Tanya, here's my question. Please will you subscribe to my channel? I'm starting to film again, and I'm such a huge fan of yours. It would make my year to have you sub. Also, please will you add me on Snapchat? My Snapchat is Sweet Princess M1. Anyone else, if you add me on Snapchat and sub to my channel, I'll add and subscribe back to you. So it's not really.
If I haven't already, then I will. But I'm sure I must have. But if I haven't, I will double check, and I will for sure.
Yeah, as it's 2 months ago.
Yeah, I must have.
All right, Shabby Bex.
Rebecca!
I'm going to ask you a difficult one. If you could only pick 5 makeup items, including palettes, which 5 out of your collection would you pick? And then she wrote Desert Island Style.
Like if I was trapped on a desert island.
Well, here's the better question. If you're desert island bound solo, why do you care about makeup? Solo.
Because makeup always matters. Okay, wait. If we have eyelashes, that still requires mascara and glue. And highlight needs to be in there.
Isn't.
Zip it. And then a palette would be Natasha Denona's Purple Blue.
You said eyelashes? How's that makeup? Is eyelashes makeup?
Yes.
You answered 5?
That's 5. But my workaround, my loophole, is that SPF items, there's foundation with SPF. So my SPF would be my Estee Lauder Maximum Cover because that has an SPF in it. So I'm finding a loophole. And then another SPF would be the Fresh Rosé in the color Tulip. So it has maximum pink impact. So those are my 5 items, but then when you're including in SPF, I still get a foundation because technically that's my SPF protection for my face and then SPF protection for my lips. But it's really killing me that I don't get a brow product.
So did you select 5 items and 2 SPFs?
Yes.
Like extra SPFs, or are you saying the 5 items?
The 5
SPF
items,
also?
no. And then since you have SPF, which doesn't qualify as makeup, I'm picking 2 SPF items.
She didn't say you get to pick 2
No,
SPFs.
but I'm saying there's a loophole because you're going to have SPF because you're on a desert island, because she said desert island style. So desert island style means you're going to have SPF. So my SPF choices are going to be SPF that is makeup tinted.
Have you ever seen Castaway? The guy didn't have time to plan.
That's my loophole, is that I'm picking makeup items that have SPF in them. So I can pick lashes, glue, and mascara, and then highlights.
I think she missed the point of the question. Or maybe your point of the question was to just...
Oh no, and then brows. And then foundation, and then a lippy as SPF. There we go. Boom. Because she said desert island style, and you need SPF when you're on...
But when you end up on a desert island alone, it's usually because...
It's my answer, not your answer. That's my answer, Shabby Bex. Okay, oh no, but she wanted a palette. Okay, I'll remove the brows.
Including palettes. She didn't say you have to pick a palette.
Including a palette would be Natasha Denona purple blue, and I'll fill in my brows using the palette, so then my brows are still complete with the palette.
If you paid me $1 billion, or just life or death, gun to the head.
Are you ready for the shot yet?
To answer her last question as closely to what she said as I could, I would never even remotely begin to repeat that.
That's my final answer. Got it. I just got everything covered. And then I can even use the palette to contour. I could use the palette for a little bit of blush. Boom!
The only thing I know that she's taking
I'm lacking in setting spray, but then I would just find a bottle of some sorts, go get the water, spray my face with a mister with water, and pretend that it was an Evian mist, and...
You know the episode I want to see?
I assume this is this is what I would do.
Assuming that this was a TV show, I don't know why I just made that stupid assumption, but the episode I'd want to see is when she ran out of all that stuff. That would have been the best episode.
I wouldn't.
Alright. Becca Purple, what inspired you to make a YouTube channel? And she says, love all your videos.
Oh, thank you! Okay, my main inspiration was actually this big, ginormous pain in my butt. He wanted me to start a website, start YouTube, start everything a year before I started, because he knew I had such a love for makeup, beauty, skincare, hair care, working out, everything, and like fashion, that whole industry. So for over a year, he was riding my butt. Then one of my best friends told me about Jaclyn Hill, and I had never watched YouTube. Like, he'd even be like, YouTube it. And I'd be like, no. Like, I was so anti-YouTube forever. I literally had not watched YouTube pre-June 2016. And then my best friend finally talked me into looking up Jaclyn Hill June 2016. And when I watched her, then I was like, oh my god, I need to do this. So I told Kurt, alright, I'm ready to do this. And then we just started. And then here I am. And now I'm loving it. It is so much fun. And I know Jaclyn's now a little like wishy-washy and all over the place, but Jaclyn, you know, last year really inspired me to get going because she was so much fun.
So now I've been able to redirect her enthusiasm towards an audience that has a clue of what she's talking about. So thank you guys. Okay, next one. Rebecca Polke. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live and why?
Oh my gosh.
Well,
if we're talking for YouTube purposes, California. Like LA, because that's where all the connections are. So I'd say California. But if we're talking like anywhere in the world...
So you have a practical and a just dream?
Yes. Estonia. It's like getting away from everybody while appreciating old architecture and the cobblestone and amazing food while fitting in and still being like old time fairy tale romance and castles while being contemporary. Yes. I'd say Cali or Estonia.
Alrighty. And we've got 6 questions from Callie Jones.
Oh boy.
Worst high-end palette?
Wow. What is my worst high-end palette?
Let me guess, not Natasha Denona.
Hell no. I don't know if I have a... Oh, high-end. No, Natasha Denona's luxury. There's luxury, there's high-end, and then there's drugstore.
Yeah.
Look, okay, oh my gosh. Worst high-end would be a Too Faced. But which Too Faced? Damn. Too Faced Candy Johnson. I hate to say it, but that one. And then right behind the Too Faced Candy Johnson is literally Too Faced's re-release Peaches and Cream. Or Sweet Peach. Their first launch was good. The re-release was awful. So, that's the worst high-end.
Do you have a job outside of YouTube?
I do. I'm
It's not housekeeping.
I'm an administrative legal assistant because I have my Juris Doctorate, but I have not taken the bar yet, so I'm not a licensed attorney. So I have a legal career outside that is not licensed.
Where did you get the chair you sit in?
Wayfair?
Wayfair.com.
Wayfair.com.
Yeah. It got discontinued though, because we got it.
Did it?
Yeah, we got it when it was being discontinued.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because it's the only one we could find.
Oh.
Where did you... Oh, did that one... Where did you and your hubby meet?
The parking lot of... What?
I should be talking about me.
The parking lot of our law school. He saw my Louboutin heels stepping out of my hot pink vehicle. And he was like, no way.
Well...
And that's what started it all.
You got... If our story was a word, you barely got like an abbreviation. It was almost like an acronym, but as it's one word, it was just one letter. No. Her car, if you haven't been to the website, check out her car on the website. And I saw that car driving around Lansing before I ever knew what direction it came from, which is weird because I've been in Lansing for a long time, so this thing kind of came out of nowhere.
That's because I'm from Canada. Canadians!
Oh my god. And it was super pink and this butterfly wings. I mean, it was
and fairies
wholly obnoxious.
With like thigh-high boots.
Obnoxious. Just go check out the photos.
It's not obnoxious.
And
it's girly.
My kids and I were coming out of a store and we saw this pink truck and I had to go check. Yeah, grocery store. I had to go check it out. So the girls wanted to stand in front of it and I took pictures of them. So it was kind of funny that it was around long before I met Tanya. And then I'd known not who Tanya was, but I'd seen her in the classroom because she was always the girl that was way too high maintenance at the time that she was coming to class in a dress and heels and full face of makeup.
Because I like to look presentable being in law school with hair, makeup, and a dress and heels.
Yeah, where
Guys.
I'll just bow out of this one. I don't have all my faculties for defense. But
yeah, you realize you're talking to a makeup YouTube channel, right? They're on my side.
But finally, then it was about a week prior to me meeting her that I saw the truck pull out or park in my parking lot. Now I kind of floated around a different
parking lot.
I floated around a different parking lot.
Your parking lot. I didn't realize
price advantages here and there, and we learned loopholes on how to get out. And it's still talking. In hindsight, would I have entered the parking lot? Oh, anymore, I would have just kept on driving.
You were walking.
Kept on walking. Kept on walking. Anyway.
Into a coffee shop.
So finally I see the paint truck moving. So I start to slow down and, you know, kind of like play kick the imaginary can. Oh.
Nothing.
Because I wanted to see it stop and finally get to know who drives it, because I was not imagining she drove it. The high maintenance chick from my class, there's no way. Well, then I see this long heel come out. This is way before I knew what Louboutins were, like, at all. The red bottom meant nothing to me.
I take offense to
yes.
that. Everybody should know what a red bottom is.
Anyway, those of us grounded in reality, I just kind of lost it and was like, no way. So then I just went over there to talk to her, and that's when I met my beautiful wife. Mm-hmm. It was so bubbly and so happy, and I'm thinking, we're about to go into one of the worst classes I've had yet in law school. What are you so excited about?
It was the worst class ever.
Yeah, it was awful.
It was so bad. Constitutional Law, Part 2.
Yeah. Well, then I realized quickly, after being intrigued and sitting behind her, you can kind of see what she's doing. All she did was just like play on Amazon and look online.
BB, Marciano, Neiman Marcus, Sephora, you know, shopping. Because it's constitutional law.
Yeah. Yes, some of us actually went to law school.
I am a better self-taught person. Profs don't help me. I need to read, highlight, and make my own notes and just teach myself. I don't need a professor yakking away for 3 hours. I need to just read, and then I know it, and then I'll ace it.
It turns out your online shopping was actually a good segue. Mm-hmm. She said, favorite place to buy clothes?
Okay, everyday clothes, BB. Definitely, BB.com.
And then not everyday clothes? Not accessories.
I know. Neiman Marcus.
I'll throw it in there. Accessories.
Saks.
Favorite palette of all time?
Well, I haven't had a chance to actually play with the Pat McGrath Mothership palettes yet. I've only had a chance to swatch them, so keeping that in mind. My favorite palette of all time so far is the Natasha Denona Purple Blue. That is what I go to for glam looks. When I just don't have time to think about making a look, creating a look, that one I always travel with. Whenever it's like I'm on a time crunch, my go-to is Natasha Denona Purple Blue. But I am very interested to see if that's going to change once I actually have time to play with the Pat McGrath Mothership palettes. And then on a more budget-friendly, the ColourPop ones have been killing it. The I Think I Love You, because it's like brown tones and warm tones, I really gravitate to that one too for a quick and easy out the door look. This is really hard for me, you guys, because I'm like staring at Juvia's Place, I'm looking at Huda, I'm looking at BH, Colored Rain, the new mini Hudas, Violet Boss. I'm hating this question.
This is an intense reply.
It is! It's not an easy one. Huh? Okay.
You good with that?
Yeah.
All right. Sadie says, she loves how bubbly you are.
Thanks, Sadie.
My question is, what is your favorite TV show?
Scandal! And it's the final season. They need to make a movie so I can watch Olivia Pope forever, or I'm going to be institutionalized.
Hers is Friends. Yours is about corrupt governments murdering their own.
Scandal. It's so good. I'm dying.
She's apparently a lot sweeter than you are.
I'm dying. It's in its final season, and it can't be in its final season. Like Scandal can't Who else is obsessed with Scandal? Sign off down below. And then I'm obsessed with like Suits. Oh my god. Shooter. Oh my god. I mean, Blacklist
SWAT
is up there.
is new.
SWAT is new and it's so freaking good. Like,
did you just like the
House of Cards was so good.
All
It
of
just
this
got
is
done.
murder
Prison
and deception.
Break.
Murder and deception.
Prison Break was amazing. It got canceled. House of Cards was amazing. Suits, Shooter, SWAT, but Scandal, all-time favorite. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't think of Olivia Pope, Papa Pope, Huck, Jake, Fitz, Melly without them in my lives.
You have multiple lives to have them in my life.
I need Scandal. I need Scandal. I'm gonna lose it when
For any of you that have watched the show, when Huck looks like he got killed, you have no idea what was happening in the house. Like, this is nothing.
No.
I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. At all.
And Papa Pope is the best actor in the world. The way he delivers his lines, he's a superstar. He's so good. Like,
What she's trying to say is, when you get a chance, check out Scandal. You'll probably
I'm gonna be rewatching the entire season.
Well, she's
forever.
she's watched all of them 3 times.
Yes, I'm gonna be rewatching. Well, Friends has been over though for like a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Darshna S. She says, "Hi Tanya, my question is, how do you define beauty?"
Oh my gosh, totally on the inside. Inner beauty prevails over everything because you can have, like, aesthetically what somebody might consider the most beautiful person in the world, and the second they open their mouths, if they are horrible, condescending, like, this is men and women, if they're just complete bitches, jackasses, they instantly become the ugliest person in the world. And then you can have somebody who, to society, does not meet standards, but if they are the sweetest person ever, they immediately emit the most beautiful person and they become the most beautiful person. So to me, it is absolutely on the inside. And I know that outside usually is what, like, attracts somebody to one another, but the inside is absolutely what makes somebody a beautiful person. 100%.
I don't know how to pronounce this. Fane, if the J is silent. F. Jane. Mahuse.
Welcome to my life and my daily shout
Fane Mahuse. Final answer. I'm probably wrong. She says, yeah, I have a question. In makeup, what is the best product brand that you already use?
Natasha Denona. I'm sorry, it really is. If you guys want to get more specific in round 2 by asking me, like, for different levels, I can give you different levels, but honestly, nothing compares to Natasha Denona. Even comparing the luxury brands, I've been doing that with my luxury brands, and still nothing has outdone Natasha Denona, even in all of my luxury brands that I have.
Okay. Shaista Pathani. 2 months ago also. Wait to get on that. She says she loves your personality. You're so bubbly and full of life. You're amazing. My questions are, who is your favorite YouTuber? And what are 2 things you like about yourself and 2 things you dislike about yourself?
Stephanie Nicole, leaving out any friends of mine, because I have a few friends that are at the same subscriber level as I am, so taking them out of the equation, absolutely Stephanie Nicole. I feel like starting at the 6-figure level and higher, 6 to like 7-figure level, Stephanie Nicole is the only YouTuber I trust. Everybody else is for entertainment purposes only, or to see a new product that's about to hit the market. I honestly don't trust anybody. Stephanie, I feel, is very, very real, very trustworthy, not bought and paid for at all. So I value her immensely. What were the 2 qualities that I like and dislike about me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. One of them is kind of
it says 2 things. So you could probably qualities or not qualities. Too many things.
One is kind of like both. Because it's my OCD. It's like a good and a bad thing. Because it's a good thing where it drives me to the point where I want to like keep going. Like the other day, for instance, I was up editing videos until 5 a.m. because I just wouldn't stop until all of my footage was done, which was good because I got I was completely caught up and got everything done. But it's also a bad thing because then it affects my health so negatively, where I was then wiped out the entire next day and couldn't film. I couldn't do my makeup. So I would say my OCD is a plus in a sense that it drives me and it motivates me so much. But then at the same time, when it so overpowers things, it's a major deterrent after the fact from my life. And like shuts me down.
Well, it's the fact that you don't really have a choice in it. You're like a prisoner to it, which is the bad thing.
Yeah. So is type A personality OCD, or is that more of a trigger, or is that more of a downfall? I don't know if they're
synonymous, but I know typically a type A will be more OCD.
I know, because I'm very type A, which I'm proud to be type A.
And it's so easy to live with.
I'm proud to be a type A person, though. I am. I guess growing up, I was very disciplined. So I'm very happy that I was so disciplined because I did really well in school. I finished first in the majority of my classes growing up. So I'm really happy about that. On a downfall, I don't know. I was always just really tightly wound. Am.
Oh my God, not was.
I'm terrified of germs.
Oh.
But for good reason. But I wish I wasn't so scared of them. Because I'm terrified of them. Okay.
Okay. What was the other bad thing?
OCD.
Oh, so you use that one for both?
Yeah, because it is. Okay. It's a good and a bad thing. And it can be a really big detriment. But it can also be a really great positive.
Janet Roberson also asked who's your favorite YouTuber.
Stephanie Nicole.
And follow-up question, how did you learn how to do makeup so well? Was it watching others or trial and error?
It was trial and error. My parents were really amazing. They let me start playing with makeup as little as kindergarten, and they gave no shits. They let me wear makeup to school in kindergarten. They didn't care if teachers had a problem with it. They didn't care if parents had a problem with it. They fully let me express myself. I can still remember being in grade 8 going on high school tours and having this god-awful blue eyeshadow all the way up to my eyebrows. And my parents let me rock it. They were like, that's how you want to express yourself? That's what you want to wear? That's what you wear. And they brought me to my first Sephora store when I was 12 and let me pick out whatever I wanted in Sephora. And when I was in grade 9, I was already blending and doing all these different techniques all the way to my brow bone, highlighting my brow bone, which I didn't even realize I was highlighting my brow bone, but I was doing makeup the full shebang and just doing it on myself by learning. I didn't have YouTube. It wasn't a thing when I was 13 because I'm 31 right now. I'll be 32 in January. So it was just trial and error, and then I had all my friends always asking me to do makeup for every kind of semi-formal, formal banquet. We didn't have proms. There were no homecomings, no prom queen, no prom king, nothing like that. Canada's very different, at least when I was in school it was. So I was always doing my friends' makeup, sleepovers, I was doing friends' makeup. So it was just literally trial and error. And then YouTube really helped launch me into makeup because I could no longer stick with my neutrals. I quickly learned that in order to keep you guys entertained and not, you know, I saw the comments on other YouTubers' channels where subscribers were annoyed that people were always doing the same looks over and over and over again, sticking with the same warm tones over and over and over again. I'm like, all right, well, I need to be different. I need to get outside of my comfort zone. So I just started playing with color when I started my channel, and here I am. I'm just not scared in the makeup realm. I'm scared in a lot of areas in my life, but when it comes to makeup, I just look at a palette and I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's hope it works out.
She even changed her nails for like the first time ever.
I did, and thank you to all of you guys for complimenting it. This is like literally the first time I've had a solid nail polish color in about 8 years. I've been meaning to thank you guys for all of the compliments because I have not done solid in about 8 years.
It's insane.
I know.
And our final question, which I think you already answered, what made you decide to do YouTube videos?
Yeah, answered.
Arthur Eddy, are you going to do a review on the Too Faced and Candy Johnson I Want Candy eyeshadow palette?
Already done.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. 2 months late there, Arthur. Sorry. And who is your all-time favorite YouTuber, which you said?
Pre the drama and, you know, the letdown of her subscribers, Jaclyn Hill was my favorite for a very long time, but Stephanie Nicole has definitely trumped it. So, me becoming a YouTuber, I have learned a lot. I've even learned that YouTubers get paid for products to be mentioned in their favorites of the month videos, which is why I stopped making those videos. I know a lot of you guys request that I start them up again, but there's so much corruption in them that I just don't like the corruption in it. So I've just learned a lot becoming a YouTuber and going to beauty events. So it's disheartening when you start learning about certain people and about different companies, and the fact that something that small, like getting paid tens of thousands of dollars just to mention a product in your monthly favorites, and then you guys are then spending your hard-earned money on it because somebody you look up to is recommending that product. It just discourages me, even though you know that I'm not doing that. I don't even like that association. And a lot of people that we watch are at that level. And so it's taking me back. And Stephanie Nicole isn't like that. She doesn't accept a lot of affiliations. She doesn't take codes. So I really feel like she's the only person on YouTube that I can trust anyway.
Which is kind of funny because when you moved here, I don't want to say that I have an issue with police officers, because I don't. As a general rule, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but I get a little more apprehensive around the law than she does. So it seems like your trust
Oh, well, I did.
so given it first.
It was.
Yeah.
I trusted all the big YouTubers. I trusted, you know, Tati, Jaclyn.
You're still well behind the thin line too.
Nikki, Manny, Jeffrey, Kathleen. I mean, I put everything into them, and then I realized all this crap afterwards, and I was like, all right, after that.
All right, Vicky Manager.
Vicky!
It looks like it's a lot of really nice things. Tanya, you're so amazing. I can't believe my beautiful box came today.
Oh.
This was 2 months ago, don't get excited. As one of the winners of the last big palette giveaway, you sent me both the Dose of Colors palettes that I know you love. And I already posted a little thank you vid on, I assume that's Insta.
IG?
It's an INTA. It's probably INSTA. And I'll be posting to my Facebook page too. How can I thank you? You are the best. And a bunch of hashtags. My only question is, how in the world do you have so much energy? And how can you be so generous? Love you.
Well, you guys keep me going. I mean, you make me want to make videos and get them edited and get them up and get them going, even when Kurt wants to go to sleep and I want to keep editing.
If you could make her want to load the dishwasher, that would be awesome. I would appreciate that.
So that's what it is. I don't know, you guys just make me want to keep the videos coming, and you make me want to give back to you so much. I mean, I really truly love you guys, and I've been burned so badly by friends who should have been true friends back home, and you guys are definitely legitimately true friends, and I wish I could just shower all of you guys in gifts all of the time. That would make me so happy. So if I can give back through videos, if I can give back through giveaways, surprise presents from time to time, I mean, I just want to do whatever I can to give back with how you guys give back to me on a daily basis, through comments, through your time and watching my videos, your likes, your feedback, your love, your support, your everything. It just means the world to me. So that's how. Don't give me that look.
This is her being succinct. Cerise Karpinski. It's weird when I see these names all the time, but I never actually pronounce them out loud. She says, "Hi Tanya, will you give us a house tour?"
When it is clean, one day, yes.
Okay, so if you're recalling my dishwasher comment, that kind of goes for the entire place. So don't hold your breath.
It will come though.
Don't hold your breath.
It will come.
Do you like, or same Cerise, do you like Cedar Point,
I've never
Disney,
been.
Magic Mountain, fairs, and carnivals?
I've never been to Cedar Point. Is Disneyland the one in California? I always get
Well, it's Disneyland and World. And
I know. I've been to the one in Florida. I haven't been to the one in Florida.
I think both have both now. I think back in the day they didn't. Either way, she said Disney. She didn't specify land. So if you like
I've been to I think Disney World, the one in Florida. I haven't been to the one in California. And I haven't been to Cedar Point. And I don't like carnivals and fairs and that kind of stuff. There's like way too many germs, way too much nastiness. People don't clean anything. They use the bathrooms. They walk out of the bathrooms.
The last time I went,
touching things. They're picking their noses. They're wiping their butts. You can actually see the grossest of gross things happening, and the
last time I went, no joke, obviously we've all heard about it. I mean, I think it was even in Stand By Me, if I'm recalling the movie correctly. But the swings, there's a bunch of them and they spin around. And I don't know, it was like 50, 60 swings or something on the whole device. But some guy was on there when I went with my daughters, and he yacked and puked over the entire front row, no joke. And then did it again and almost hit a stroller.
Yeah.
So she's a little not ever doing that.
And they don't really clean up when people puke. Like, they're not sitting there disinfecting it properly.
I don't think anybody at all came out from the actual carnival itself. It just sort of happened and everybody brushed it off.
Yeah, like, they don't clean. And people puke at carnivals and fairs and that kind of stuff all the time. I ride first class in airplanes whenever possible because I'm a spoiled little princess. I've seen mothers change their babies' diapers on the tray plates that we eat on, and it was a shitty diaper. And she didn't clean the tray plate, and the flight attendant didn't clean the tray plate. And I'm like, we eat off of that tray plate. So I am even grossed out in first class in an airplane. Can you imagine me at a fair? No, not happening. And you asked a question, I remember on a different video, like, well, what do you do then around people who smoke? When I made a comment about smoking, I don't go around people who smoke because I can't hack it. I instantly get a headache. So, like, Kurt has a few friends who smoke. I don't hang out with Kurt when he hangs out with his friends who smoke. He just hangs out with those friends on his own because I really can't be around cigarette smoke. The last time I was around somebody who smoked, obviously I'm not going to say the person's name, but I was puking for 18 hours straight, and that wasn't even like immediate contact. That was like 6 feet away contact, and I was throwing up for 18 hours from it. Like, I really can't be around cigarette smoke, so I just avoid situations. I avoid people who smoke. If they need to go out for a smoke, I can't accompany them.
Well, you kind of like that with smells in general too, like
gasoline, exhaust.
Yeah, when we went go-karting.
Yeah, go-karting. So it's just, I have to plan for, depending on what the situation is. But yeah, carnival's not my thing. When I travel, I carry huge Clorox wipes, and I Clorox the entire area on a plane. I'm a freak. I can't handle germs. They're disgusting.
We covered all of Magic Mountain.
Never been.
And one more. Will you make a video of you and your husband playing Truth or Dare? Oh, let me chime in on that one. Absolutely not.
Oh, I think we should.
There is no way.
Yes, we should. Why?
No way.
Okay, if you guys missed his mumble, she asked if we'll make a video playing Truth or Dare.
There is no way.
Are you scared?
Yeah.
Why are you scared, babe? I'll do it.
No way.
Why? Let's do it.
Okay, the only thing I can think of right now is
never have I ever.
She's extremely.
Oh my god, let's say do never have I ever. Let's do never have I ever. Never have I ever had a threesome.
Is that directed at me? No, never. What the hell was that? Do you see where this is gonna go? Okay? That's where this is gonna go. No, there is no way.
Yeah, Charisse,
Never have I ever been dumb enough to say yes to that question. Not happening.
Never have I ever slept with sisters.
Will you make a video? Already did that one. Okay, so next one. Michaela Worley.
You can ask me, never have I ever.
You're boring. No, have you ever been around the smell of gasoline? Yeah, once, and I didn't like it. That's awesome. Everything north of that is a flat out no. Not that that wasn't a no, but at least she's experienced the smell of gasoline.
I think we should play Truth or Dare or Never Have I Ever.
Okay, so Michaela Worley says, where did you get that chair? Which we already said, so. And then she said, I know I make a comment almost every time. Second question, if you could live anywhere, where would it be? Which you already did.
Yep.
Third question, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? Len says, look.
It would be to protect all animals, wildlife, domesticated, every animal in the whole world. Just put like this white shield of bubble protection around all of them.
I think maybe more than anything, this shows you how much she knows about effing superheroes.
Why?
Because nobody has a power like that. You are so adorable.
All of them
oh my god, all that just happened.
I would want to protect all of them from everything in the whole world.
I'm just gonna not say anything. Okay, and Lily Chambers.
Lily!
And this is the last one on YouTube.
Lily.
Oh my god. She says, that's so crazy, I was just about to suggest a Q&A video like a couple days ago. So this is now 2 months and 2 days ago. Because I love the TMI vids. Despite the awful video quality on them. Oh my god,
we're back on
so
the
mad.
same video. Or on the same camera.
No, it was what we did with the lighting. Trying to solve the backlight. That made that one so bad.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway. She says, what's your favorite movie and TV show of all time? Well, we know the TV show.
Ooh. Movie.
I don't think that's even an answerable question for anyone. Even though your entire song list is 180 songs, your movies might be 40, you don't diversify whatsoever. That's still tough though.
I'll give you my top 3.
Oh.
Lincoln Lawyer, The Other Woman, and Trainwreck.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Alright.
There's a bunch of other ones that I want to name, but I'll give you 3.
What are the names of all your fur babies? And can you tell us the stories on how you got your pups?
I will actually save that for a different video because I've been asked to do a video on introducing all of the dogs. So I'll save that for a mini video when we introduce all 4 of the babies.
I read ahead, so I missed what you even said.
I've been requested to do like a dog-specific video on our babies.
Oh, okay.
So I'll save that for that video.
Okay. A third question. For you and Kurt, one thing you dislike or that annoys you about each other?
Oh, Lily, I think you know the answer to this one. Should I call Lily? Hold on a second.
Oh, man. You know that favorite movie question for her? I'm the same way about, I've got to narrow it down to one trait. Oh. Is dislike supposed to be synonymous with annoys? In which case there's only one, or do you want one dislike and one annoys? I'm looking for a loophole here. I don't think I can get it down to just one.
I didn't realize it's after 11. See if she answers.
I don't think this game has call a friend.
Romeo is hiding under the bed.
You're gonna ask her to answer it? Like she already knows?
I was just gonna... Damn it. Lily!
Nothing?
Lily?
That's not a good voicemail.
It's not a voicemail.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
No, it usually goes to voicemail.
Oh.
What does that mean? Do I call again?
I don't know.
Alright, well, Lily is being a bum as per usual and is not answering the phone, but it is late at night. He always wants to stick his fingers in my butt crack.
Just to elaborate. She doesn't like it. So whenever the opportunity presents itself.
Every day.
Yeah. Oh, it's every day. And she hates it. And that's what makes it so fun. So before you think I've got some weird fetish, I just thought I would clarify that it's in the progression of annoyance.
In my armpits.
Oh, and you love this one, right? Okay, alright, that's fine.
Which yours, babe?
Essentially, what it is, from a bigger picture, is just playing with all of her hot buttons. Because she has tons because of her OCD. And then...
What's yours, babe?
Okay, she said one thing.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say the worst thing. So that means that I can pick any one thing. So I can almost be politically correct here.
Oh.
So...
That's fine. Romeo, can you put your dad's face?
Her inability to cope or accept or definitely welcome change.
Why change something that's good? Why change a good thing?
Because oatmeal's good.
No, it's not.
But
Oatmeal's
it's not.
disgusting. Oatmeal's good when it's in a blender, not to just
My
eat
point
it.
was, it's not like a 5-course meal.
Oh.
There are scales of good, and you never find out about the better if you never branch out from the good. Back me up on this one. She cannot handle change. Even getting her out of her old.
They can't back you up on that because I totally changed and totally evolved for YouTube. I went from doing the same brown eye look to ridiculous, crazy eye looks for them all the time. I went from...
Do not be fooled that she's an adventurous across the board.
Am I not adventurous in my eye looks all the time and always changing it up for
in her eye looks?
No, I'm just... Nope.
Cool.
Nice try.
Yeah. Anyway.
That was it for YouTube?
Yep, that was the third one.
Let's go to Insta. We can get it all done. This is a banger out.
Oh my god. You know, in every movie where there's that one mom that's like trying to be the cool mom and totally embarrasses
Bad
everybody.
Moms is a good movie too. I would so play some dance music right now if it wouldn't get copyrighted, and then my Canadian fawns wouldn't be blocked. Really?
Yes. Okay, my extra 01313. My only reason for sighing is I know how long this answer is going to be. Hello, beautiful. What other passions do you have that aren't beauty related?
Oh my goodness. Saving all animals. I love saving wildlife, rescuing dogs.
And then being anti everything that's opposite to that.
Yeah.
So it's like not just a passion, but a hatred, and it spawns or spans over many platforms and arenas.
Like, if there was anybody that was ever practicing animal cruelty, I would do what they were doing to the animal to that person times a million, and then make sure I had adrenaline on me to then shoot them up with adrenaline, but then like take their eyeballs open and have a mirror over top of them so they could watch what I was doing to them for whatever they did to the dog or the animal. Yeah.
And this is why her favorite show is Scandal, because of Huck and B613.
Because I would do what Huck does to people, but to the person that was torturing an animal, I would get them back times a million.
Okay.
And then I also have such a passion for fashion. Yes, that rhymed. Boom. But yeah.
That's not a hashtag, passion for fashion, so let's stop.
Yes, it is. But oh my gosh, I'm so freaking passionate when it comes to anything fashion related. Like, I am a fashionista to the nth degree. I have a quote in my closet. In my closet that says, "Every day is a fashion show and the world is your runway." Because it's true, and it is. So whenever I can like
when
do styling anything, like I love styling outfits, putting together new outfits, shopping for clothing, anything, shopping for anything, accessorizing. I love decorating. I mean, I think I could be one bomb-ass decorator, whether it was for events, interior design. I love so much. Anything pink and sparkly. I love...
Technically, all of this has something to do with beauty, though. She said not beauty related. So
animals are not beauty related. Interior design isn't really beauty.
It's about aesthetics.
Yeah, it's not really the law, big time. Whenever a legal show's on, I get so pumped up about it. Passionate about the law for sure. We'll get in arguments, like, you know, not like bad arguments, but we'll argue the crap out of a legal argument.
Yes, we take the opposite side.
Yeah, all the time. So we're very passionate about the law, especially like watching a show, something will trigger, and I'll be like prosecutor, he'll be criminal defense, and we'll like just have it out, but like, you know, in a playful way.
That does not mean that I am saying that the criminal should get off. No. I am just saying that stretching the rules from the cop side to catch the criminal in an appropriate way infringes on personal rights. Where she thinks just if they're guilty, lock them up. And then that's where problems happen. That's how you get the rise of the Third Reich. But you know what? I'm going to get out of all this.
I'm also very much a foodie. Like, I love food. I like, what's the live to eat or eat to live type of a thing. I'm a that, like, I live to eat. I don't eat to live. Though I have a passion for fitness, like, whoa, like, crazy fitness videos and running, I just love the hell out of. But if Kurt's going to consider that to be beauty, then I have to eliminate it, even though I don't think that's beauty. But I do have a big passion for the gym, but I'm a huge foodie and oh my god, traveling, huge into traveling, especially cruising. That is my all-time favorite. So I think you got a good dose. I could keep going though. Concerts, huge into concerts too. Okay, I think that's a good sum up.
Those are passions?
Oh, big time.
Okay.
Big time.
Do you collect anything? Ugh. You have no idea the types of questions that you're asking right now.
Clearly makeup, but aside from makeup, crystals, like different crystal, like Swarovski crystal pieces, high heels and purses, like Chanel and Louboutin, that type of thing. Different pairs of sunglasses that I know will be vintage, like old school designer sunglasses. I don't know.
But your vehicle trash.
That's not true. You trash my vehicle. I'm constantly keeping your trash out into...
Likely story.
I don't know if I really collect too much, though. I really keep cards. Like, cards are very sentimental to me. Like, Kurt makes me cards for all occasions. When you guys send me cards, my parents give me cards for different occasions. Cards are very sentimental to me, so that... And, like, photographs from really momentous occasions, I'll print them and either blow them up for a canvas or put them in an album. So that kind of thing is really sentimental. I'm trying to think what... I don't think I'm a big collector of things, though. Can you think? Aside from, like, fashion? I don't think I'm really... No. Just, like, some sentimental stuff. And that's it, really.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's no more room for anything after the others. Thank God you don't. And then she tells a story.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to read that one or not. It's personal.
Nope, and there's no questions. Okay. This video is
Oh,
long.
right at the end, one last question. Do we have a Fawn Squad Facebook group?
We do now. Ellen set it up, so there is one now.
And, okay, from Court Parr. Would you ever consider, or maybe you already have, doing makeup on others? I wish I could put together these looks. Having it done would be a dream. And Hearts in a Unicorn, of course.
Of course. I have considered doing it on others, and I have done it on others. I've done it on Paris, Kurt's eldest, my eldest stepgirl, and she looks fabulous every time she wears makeup. And I have done it on my friends and my mom. And I've considered doing it on other people, but what like intimidates me about doing it on other people is like, what if they hate it? So that's what scares me, is that I would love to do it on other people and like see the final result, because I love doing it on the people that I've done it on and what it looks like in the end. But I have to move past the fear that I have associated with doing it on other people. So yes, I've considered it, but I don't know if I have it in me.
Nurse Lex 177. What is your favorite setting spray? I've tried many things.
Well, I do a two-step process. I soak my face with MAC Fix Plus to like have everything become one with your skin. And then my favorite setting spray is Cover FX Illuminating Spray, because I like to have a glowy, dewy setting spray. But to actually, if you don't want a dewiness and you want to lock it down for like 12 hours plus, I like the Kat Von D Lock It Setting Spray the most for that.
Alright, my love for glam. When will we ever see your closet and Louboutin collection?
Hopefully soon. That's on the to-do list. That is on the checklist. We keep talking about it.
But you have to put your clothes away?
The technical difficulty in filming it.
Oh yeah, we gotta go to the wide angle.
Yeah. Do you have one of those yet? With your numerous phones? Yeah. Okay. We've had technical difficulties with getting like a wide angle to do it properly.
Because she tried to cram as much as is humanly possible into the biggest space we had in the house that was still 14 sizes too small. So everything is, and you gotta get a wide angle lens to be able to appreciate any of it at all. So, not that the closet is even remotely in any way, shape, or form small, but it's not going to be as big as you think it is. She's crammed it.
My skin is peeling from the peel I did earlier. It's like balling up.
Alright, and another one. Oh, and also, I know you are an independent woman, and you have said before how you fund your makeup addiction. However, as a makeup collector like myself, me and my husband get into the whole when is enough or how many palettes do you need. I notice Kurt is very supportive, but being someone that always has the newest releases and launches, is there ever any time where arguments come from that? Where do they come from that, or is it a complete support? It is not complete support. Okay? Excellent question.
I was gonna say you're pretty damn good about it. You like get on me and you tease me and you're like, you tell me it's unnecessary, that I don't need to put as much effort as I'm doing because I'm like over.
Well, she's talking specifically, I think, more about the purchasing of it rather than just the fact that you do this for, on film and all that. So I'm just going to stick with the actual consumerism side of the question. Yeah. The whole, like, when's enough is enough, I mean, that's all day long in so many different categories, so that's just playful, that's not a big deal. I mean, I think she's more modest in some of her makeup choices than she is in shoes, and this is just scratching the surface. So once you've been exposed to so much, like the cosmos is really one person that big of a deal? No, and that's kind of what we're dealing with here. So that's not it. It's the so-and-so is releasing a new palette at 3 a.m. Pacific time. Just some ridiculous time. And she sets an alarm.
At 3 a.m. Eastern time, because it's midnight Pacific time. So it ends up being 3 a.m.
Whatever. It's the middle of the night. The alarm goes off. We've got one, I don't know if you can see him here. This dog, Eeyore. As soon as he thinks maybe we're up for the day, it is non-stop barking. I picture your worst nightmare in the barking department, and that's what it is until he's outside the sliding door. Or it starts to taper off really slowly from the last movement. It's unbelievable. So that happens. Until then she has technical difficulty because she's about as techie as a frickin' can't even think of the word. Amish. Got it. As the Amish. It is awful. So then I've got to, oh babe, I can't figure out, it won't refresh, and then this won't buy this, and something, other problems going on, can you help me? And here I am, just having woken up, and all I want to do is close her head between the laptop. But no, in short, there's no problems at all. No, we're good.
This isn't fair. There should be questions geared against Kurt.
Another question. Who is a role model that not only you love, but that you would trust your stepdaughters to aspire to be? Oof. I gotta hear this question. This answer.
Damn, like a celebrity role model?
I was gonna say celebrity. Who was a role model?
Jillian Michaels.
Is that the whole answer? Seriously, that's your shortest answer of the evening?
I was thinking if there's somebody else. No, Jillian Michaels, because she's a really great balance of tough, but knows when to be soft, boundaries while still being a friend, great with fitness and health, but tough with schooling. Her family life is incredible. If anyone, Jillian Michaels.
I think in this day and age, it might not be a bad idea to back it up with what the public currently knows as of the date of this video about Jillian Michaels. Jillian Michaels. As things seems to be getting uncovered from all types of celebrity types,
she released a season of just Jillian, and I never really knew much about her, but I decided to watch her reality show Just Jillian, and that really made me fall in love with her as a person. So that's why.
So maybe in the slim to no chance that reality television isn't exactly like reality.
You watched Just Jillian and you really did like her.
Right, in the show, I agree with that.
Yeah,
if she's anything like she is in the show,
yeah.
I can see that.
And what was the question again? Rephrase? It was for a woman, right?
No. Who was a role model that, well, I mean, I guess you aspire your stepdaughters to aspire to be.
Yeah, it would be a woman. Yeah, that's why I went to a woman.
Well, it could be a personality type.
Yeah.
A woman as well as a man.
Yeah. And I love the fact that she's also gay, because that then opens the whole being open to gay people, which is a whole other, I'm very passionate for gay rights as I am animal rights. So she's obviously a gay person, which would encourage the girls to be accepting of gay people, which is a whole other issue in and of itself. So
I guess you missed one off of your passion list.
What?
I said I guess you missed one off of your passion list.
Oh yeah, I did. Well, it's hard thinking that quickly and of that much material, like on the spot. But yeah, without putting thought into it, because you guys, I have not read these questions. This is just me like on the spot and very, very tipsy. Jillian Michaels, and if you disagree, I would just encourage you to go watch the series, or the season Just Jillian. It was one season and it was a short season, and you'd be entertained too.
Alright.
And if not her, and you guys know more about Lisa Vanderpump, I'd say Lisa Vanderpump. Again, for the same reasons with her passions. When you take out the ridiculous reality TV stuff and you really break it down to the person.
Here's one from Tyra Loves, and I think this actually might be the shortest answer this evening. I want to know where you have worked before YouTube and law school.
Oh God. I was a bartender. I quit after 2 months. It won't be the shortest. I quit after 2 months because I did it as a favor, and it was fine at first. I really enjoyed being a bartender. The tips were outstanding.
Not part of the question.
What was it? Where did I work before?
Where have you worked before YouTube in law school?
Yeah.
Well, and then why did you quit?
I'm just letting you know why I quit. The reason why I quit.
Did you have a particular
I'm not. The only reason why I quit was because because I don't want them to think that I like quit being a bartender because there's anything wrong with being a bartender. There's nothing wrong with being a bartender. I thoroughly enjoyed the job. That's why I'm saying something. Because there's nothing wrong with being a bartender.
I never would have got that.
No.
Just because you said you worked there. What's that doing?
Because then I quit after 2 months because they had this really sleazy Jello fight pit that they just decided to throw to bring in more clientele. And I was like, this isn't what I signed up for. It was really, really sleazy. Like, I think dirtier than a strip club sleazy, and I'm not about that. So I walked out on my shift because I said, they didn't even give us warning, and it was a typical club. So I'm like, my integrity means more to me than making, $500 more in tips that night than usual type of a thing. So I did bartend, and I did enjoy it for the most part. I worked in a tanning salon, which I wish I could take back all the years of tanning. I worked at a Foot Locker. I worked for my dad's law firm. Loved it there. That was definitely the best job out of all of them. And I volunteered at quite a few things, so that doesn't really qualify, I guess, as a work question. So that would be it for the working jobs, taking the volunteer out before YouTube.
And now back to business. Melina _DGE.
By the way, I started working at my dad's law firm when I was 16. So the bartending job is the only one that overlapped. My other jobs were before my dad's job. That's what that one was the longest standing job.
And I just crossed my question in person, so let me back that up.
Okay.
Shaylin Barbie, what is your go-to pink lipstick? Ooh, we've got silence. That never happens. Nailed it. Well done.
Charlotte Tilbury Secret Selma.
Wow. Okay, now, Melina_DGE, what do you think about French people? She says, love you.
I love French people. That's my favorite. I love the French accent when they speak English. I love the French, like, as a whole when it comes to the English language. French language, French food. Oh my God, croissants and lattes and all the French different breads and the desserts. And I've been to the south of France. I haven't been actually to France, but I've been to the south of France, and Monaco stole my heart. Just, oh my gosh, love, love, love.
Okay, next one. Christy Weaver. In saying that about the bigger YouTubers, sometimes you can't even stand to watch them the way they have changed. Wait a minute, is this, what order am I reading this in? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was a comment on something in the video. How do you handle the haters and the bad comments?
You know what? At first it really bothered me, and it did get to me, and it brought me down, and I would like go on full on attack mode, and then I cried some days it gave me migraines. Now I honestly play with the comments. Depending on where I'm at in my day, if a bad comment comes through and I just don't have time, I will just immediately block the person and delete the comment. If I'm at a point in my day where I have time to respond, I will playfully respond and give them a kiss face. And then I'll block them so they can't continue commenting, so that way they've had their say, I get my say, and then they're blocked. So it's just a matter of developing thick skin, I guess. And for the most part, it doesn't affect me. There's still a couple digs that might bring up like old wounds sort of thing, but for the most part now I'll just tell Kurt about it, we'll laugh about it, I block the person, and it's either move on or just, you know, like a, oh really sweetie, that's too bad, you know, kisses.
Alright.
I answered it all.
Yeah, you got it. Next question. When you have a product that you are so struggling to demonstrate, like the Too Faced Peaches and Cream, how do you handle that struggle? Not with grace.
Yeah. The struggle is real. It's very frustrating. I find it really irritating when it is, you know, a brand that's been around for a while. It should have perfected its formula, or at least come close to perfected it before it was released. If it's an indie brand or an up-and-coming brand and it's not performing well, that doesn't bother me as much. Try to get it to perform on camera or do whatever I can to make it work. But an established brand like Too Faced is very frustrating. I am, you know, cursing when I'm off camera doing my other side of my face, or I will finish the video completely irritated. While I'm editing it, I am flustered, and I'm happy that I've done it because I'm able to show you guys how crappy it is, but it's just really, really frustrating and irritating to keep it PG when it's an established brand.
That was a lot. Do you ever contact Sephora for causing your videos to be obviously sacrificed due to the improper handling of your products being shipped?
I do.
On a first name basis with Benjamin.
Yep. I never used to. I would let it slide and just leave it alone. If something came broken, I would just, you know, return it, or exchange it, and that would be it. Now it's gotten to the point where it is so bad that I am receiving multiple boxes. The last one was the worst because it was supposed to be Burberry and Viseart. But I've also received a box that was supposed to include a Lancome item. So now that I'm receiving boxes where luxury brands are missing and it's just samples, or things are completely shattered, just depending on what the situation is, my order is delayed by more than a week, where, you know, I am a small YouTuber, so it really makes a difference to get a new product up as soon as possible too. I have called Sephora more in the last 6 months than I have in the last decade. I have returned more to Sephora in the last 3 months than I have my entire life. I've kind of reached a point of being totally fed up and I've had enough, so I call them now.
Where did I go?
I don't know.
In watching the bigger YouTubers grow and gain in popularity, they become so different and change so much, morphing totally into someone different than the YouTuber person that you once watched and grew to admire. How do you plan to prevent that from happening to you?
Oh, I honestly think that that's at the core.
She started as a douchebag.
Of a human being. So I think that what you guys probably saw was more of a facade when somebody started out on YouTube and they were kind of...
So how do they know that you're not a facade?
Because I'm not a facade. I post 7 days a week. I work my butt off on YouTube. And I think that's the thing, is that most people are posting, 8-minute videos. If we're taking Tati, because she's the only one that I really see posting 5 a week. The one that's comparable in quantity. So if you saw somebody that started 8 years ago, that person is obviously going to have a huge growth as a human being over 8 years. And you're also seeing somebody in small dosages, because it is, 8-minute videos 5 times a week over 8 years. Somebody's going to change a lot over that time frame. I mean, she's in her early 30s too, so
you're saying that you're going to blow up so fast that you won't have that amount of time to change?
No, I'm saying a lot of these people started so young.
Oh,
so
okay.
Your brain is still developing and you're not really established as a person and you don't really know who you are yet.
Gotcha.
So when you're starting out so young and you're starting out as a teenager or your early 20s and you're releasing small videos, you don't get a chance to know the YouTuber. They don't really know who they are yet. They're not in a place where they've been able to identify who they're going to be for the rest of their lives. And a lot of people put on facades too.
So
there
you're
are
saying
many
that due
reasons.
to your advanced age?
No. But I'm saying there are many factors as to why one YouTuber might be the way they once were compared to how they are now, with fame not necessarily being the reason why there's a change. And for me, I'm already in my 30s, so you're knocking out the teen factor and the early 20s factor. So I am established as a person. I know who I am. I know who I want to be. I'm matured. I'm not still developing in my
matured in comparison to the teenage
frontal
her.
cortex. And also at the core of who I am. My integrity matters more to me than I think it does to a lot of people. I think a lot of YouTubers are out there to get their 15 minutes of fame, cash a paycheck.
Click on the link below to get your Morphe brushes today.
Yeah. And so I think it just depends on the person, and I just would never sacrifice that.
And if she turns into an even bigger douchebag, I won't be on the couch next to her. There's not a chance. Having seen you, last of Christie's, having seen your mom in one of your videos, have you ever thought about doing a makeup on your mom?
I would love to. My mom is too scared to be on my channel. I've tried to get my mom 2 of my best friends, my dad, nobody will come on YouTube with me. He is the only trooper. Sucker. No, like Dina and Laura made an appearance, and I know, like, you know, Nikki would, Lily would, so many of you would, but nobody that is, like, present in my life, like, physically present, will come on my channel. So I would, in a heartbeat, do my mom's makeup and have her be on here, but she won't. She's too, like, camera shy.
And I skipped a bunch of other comments because they weren't questions, and then we're back to Christy again, actually.
Okay.
What are your regrets and the hardest parts pertaining to YouTubing?
The hardest parts with YouTube are definitely trying to keep up with releases and having a job, having a family life, having 4 dogs, which I'll have a lot of issues, health issues, myself with my health issues, you know, Kurt's schedule, the girls, just trying to balance everything with YouTube is really difficult. And then having slower growth, trying to edit those videos while having a life, it's next to impossible. So that's definitely difficult. And then having haters and deleting comments, so all of that is intertwined. Regrets? I guess we'll go on 2 levels, because obviously my ex-husband is a major regret.
Well, I think this was specifically... Oh, wait, no, they're separate questions. No, that's fine.
Yeah. So I would say if I would never have gotten involved with my ex-husband, but I still would have met Kurt, then I would say my ex-husband is obviously the biggest regret of my life for what I had to go through. But if meeting Kurt, if having my ex-husband in my life was the only way to meet Kurt, I would relive what I had to relive to end up with Kurt. So it just depends.
No pressure, Kurt.
So it depends on, you know, the life turns, because I would have gone to law school in Ottawa if it wasn't for my ex-husband, but he couldn't get into law school in Ontario, so I followed him to Lansing, which is how I ended up ultimately with Kurt. So that is my biggest regret, unless he would not have been in my life. So taking that out, my next one would be beauty related. 1, I hate myself for the year I smoked, but more so, I hate myself for the years
I hate myself. Not even a regret.
No, I do. I wish I never smoked. I hate myself for having smoked. And because it's just nasty. I hate myself for having smoked. I really do. And
that's intense.
It is. And sun tanning. I was the biggest sun bathing goddess, sun worshiper that you can ever imagine.
I would goddess cook. That is a worshiper.
Yes.
For those of you that don't
know that. Every second. I cooked myself for like 18 years of my life, maybe 16.
And you can see every wrinkle.
Yes.
On her face.
No, but I have like serious sunspots. Like I lathered in oil every time, and I would try to cook for 2 hours every day. So, taking the ex-husband out, I wish I could rewind time and have never done all of that sunbathing. Because at least the smoking was 1 year. I think that did less damage than the years of soaking in the sun and going in sun tanning beds. So I would take out the sun, because I avoid the UV at all costs now.
Wow. How our answers would have been different. That's it.
Okay, throw in an answer to that.
My regrets?
Mm-hmm.
Not having found you sooner, babe.
That's not true. Throw in a true answer before we sign off.
About regrets?
Mm-hmm.
What was the other part of that question? Can I go with that one?
No. Truth or dare?
I regret not having had a plan leaving high school. Like a real plan, not a wing it. I'm a very wing it dude. Like, it's pretty bad.
Could you
it's
have
to
a
a
plan?
fault. Huh?
Could you have had a plan?
Yeah, because if I had planned, well, I mean, I guess if you're the type to have a plan leaving high school, you've probably thought about this plan before leaving high school.
Well, yeah, because I had
Right.
a plan since I was
Because you're a
6
psycho.
years old.
Right. But I'm saying I never had a plan. I never had any direction. I still can't say that I was always destined to be an attorney. I don't feel that way. I'm very eclectic. It's hard for me to narrow down on anything at all. I enjoy so much. So, yeah, I don't know. But I definitely do regret not having a clue. I mean, I just went off to like, oh, let's do psychology. Worst case scenario, I can always go into a different field.
Yeah, I had mine mapped out literally since I was 6.
And I learned a lot more from dating about psychology than they were going to teach me in a classroom.
You guys should vote if you want us to play Truth or Dare or Never Have I Ever.
And I will ignore all of that.
We should. It would be so
There
much
is no
fun.
way.
Why? What are you so?
No way.
What the
Because
F
I know
are
the
you
stuff
so
you're going to be asking me
No,
about.
they can put it in the questions. You guys make the questions, not me.
No,
you write.
I don't know if I'm
Never
gonna,
have I ever.
Now they're going to be all in my head trying to think about my own.
You guys write the Never Have I Ever, and if they write the questions, will you make a video?
I
not
can't
me.
guarantee that.
Well, then what's the point of making the time and writing them out?
That's a good point. Don't waste your time. We would hate for that to happen, so we're going to not do that.
Babe, let's do it. That would
No.
be fun. They'll write out the questions, because that...
I am not as bad as I'm probably coming across, but you don't understand. She has done nothing ever at all. Like, and to all of you parents out there, if you have a daughter that's over the age of 3, she's already lived more than Tanya.
It's not true.
So, sit down right now. Picture sitting down with your 3-year-old and asking her about her list of regrets. And it's going to involve Cheetos.
No, that's not true.
Right.
I have snuck out of the house and snuck back in by taxi to avoid my parents.
That's the only part of the night that's not embarrassing in most of my
I
stories.
snuck friends into my house when my parents were sleeping. I've done a few things like that.
You can still run for president with that list, okay? We're not playing this game. We are not playing this game. Okay, then I will give you me up to the age of 8. After that, that doesn't count.
What have you done?
Nothing. This was fun, guys.
It would be a fun video.
We're going to just, argue about this for the next 12, 17 years.
Alright.
Yes.
Okay. So that is it for this video. Lily, you are a bum, and I so wish I could smack you.
Why?
She didn't answer her phone.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I know. Because she's a bum. And it's midnight. Now. So we should say goodnight.
You should say goodnight.
Okay. So until next time.
This is how you party and do shots when you're almost 40.
Until next time.
Good night, good morning, wherever you are.
Good night, good morning, wherever you are.
She just paused because I missed my cue.
You did. We love you guys so much.
So much.
No.
We love you guys so much.
And we'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Bye, guys.